I'm Aaron Kirman, and I've sold $5.5 billion of luxury real estate. I have over 60 agents on my team, and every one of them is an entrepreneur.
No one can sell this property like we do.
So they've got to sell, sell, sell.
Welcome back to the show. With me now is top luxury real estate agent Aaron Kirman. Hey, how are you, Aaron?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good to finally meet you.
I've heard great things.
$5.5 billion.
They're actually selling me short. It's actually $6 billion. So a lot of gray hair for that extra 500.
They sell me short on the billion all the time. I relate. So you're the star of a new show premiering Wednesday called Listing Impossible, where you and your agency get to pretty much show off your knack for selling multi-million-dollar homes that have been languishing on the market. That's correct, right? So first, how did you get into this niche in the first place?
You know, I wish I could tell you how it happened. I think it's a lot of hard work, some luck.
Of course.
But, you know, eventually it just rolled. And I started getting calls from kings and queens and people that just are at the top of the food chain.
Wow. So what kind of sellers do you work with on the shows? Any celebrities we might know?
So you're going to see a lot of celebrities. You're going to see a lot of high-profile people. And you're going to see a lot of sellers that are just struggling to sell their house. And the personality types range from lovely and kind to you will see me getting yelled at, screamed at, getting kicked out of houses, and everything in the middle.
You must have the patience of a saint.
I don't. I'm actually the most impatient person.
Really?
My staff says I'm the most impatient. And so on the show, you'll see I tell it like it is. I say it super straight. And the reactions of a lot of these sellers is what makes the show super fun and exciting.
They're not expecting you to say and be as blunt as you are.
Oh, no. And they don't, I mean, some of them give me these blank stares like, huh?
Yeah, right.
Some of them are like, you can get out of my house right now. We've been fired before we even got started.
Oh, good, Aaron. Good. I got to learn something from you. Fired before even.
Makes for a great broker, right?
Well, of course. Makes for good for TV. I want to play this clip from your new show. Take a look at this.
A home is what people are really emotionally attached to. So when it doesn't sell, they're stressed, upset, disappointed. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too, Renetta Kea.
I do my best to try to teach them that while this is emotional and I get it, look at this like a business.
I mean, I think it's important to separate personal and professional, but tell me a little bit about this philosophy and, you know, how it's implemented in your life and your clients.
So I realized that the more straightforward I was, the more direct I was, the better I did. And so that's really the secret behind my success.
Right.
And so I go into, whether it's on the show or not, I'm the same person, and I go into people's houses and I say it like it is. And sometimes it's hard to do that, and every situation is different, and we have to be empathetic. But I notice people really appreciate the truth.
Yeah.
And so, for like example, the segment you just saw, she had her house on the market for 3 years at $14 million, and it never sold.
It's overpriced.
Overpriced. And I went in and I said, look, your house is worth 9. And on top of it being only 9, you have horrible taste.
Oh, you said that to
I did.
her.
I said you have bad design.
Oh my God.
And you have a rough floor plan. And if we don't fix these things, you will be on the market for another 3 years. And she was one that actually listened.
She didn't slap you.
She gave me some dirty looks.
Okay, fair enough.
But she listened, and what came of that was a sale. Exactly the number I thought would sell. It did. And this house, and this is what people don't understand. When houses don't sell, it's not just about a house not selling. There's implications. There's people's bank accounts are going, low. Stress. It could cause a lot of different factors. And this was her way of moving on. And so it was when that house finally sold, she got to walk away. And that's what it's all about.
You're a little bit like a therapist almost for these people.
Oh, I'm a therapist.
Yeah.
I act as a lawyer. I act as a doctor. Real estate agent. I act as a designer.
Right.
I mean, we really have to do it all. And that's just the business today.
Key to your success, though, it seems like your staff is really A+. I mean, in 5 years, your former intern moved up to co-listing with you, which is incredible. Tell us about your workplace culture and how it will play out on Listing Impossible.
So I have the best team ever. I have 65 agents under me. I have an amazing staff. One of my biggest and best agents was an intern. And by the way, the worst intern of all times. Like, I wanted to fire her, except I wasn't paying her. But what I realized about people is when the stakes are high And when it's their own business, people really strive for success. And so what you'll see on the show is I mentor and educate my team to hopefully do better than I've done. And so, you know, I would love to see every one of those 65 sell hundreds of millions of dollars every year. But, you know, real estate has a lot of lessons. And on the show, you'll see a lot of seller and buyer mistakes that can be very costly. You'll see a lot of good things. And you'll see a lot of the agents both make mistakes and do things really well. And so on the show, I act as a mentor.
Did your former intern know that you were going to fire her or wanted to fire her? Like, were you blunt about it?
I'm sure I was, because if you know me, I have absolutely no filter. I have no problem. I had no problem telling her she was the worst intern of all time.
Oh my
And she really was. And on the show, you're gonna see that there's some examples where I just get upset with people.
Right.
And I tell them like it is. And they tell it like it is back at me.
So you could take it just as well as you could dish it.
Listen, I grew up, you know, when I grew up, I could barely speak. I had disabilities. My family showed me love by just, like, the way we show each other love is by making fun of each other.
Right.
And so that's what I do to my team, but it all comes from a place of love, admiration, and wanting the best for everybody.
Aaron, thank you so much for being here today. Catch the premiere of Listing Impossible Wednesday, January 15th.